Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great weekend. I know I haven't done a video in several days. I've been under the weather. I was a lot sicker than I thought I was. I had to take some medicine for 3 days last week that the doctor told me I would be a little euphoric, and I probably didn't want to make serious financial decisions like trading, like day trading. But the slower stuff, like managing my swing trades, I could do. We looked at an all-day hold, something that you could just get in and just set it and walk away. Those are the type trades that you don't want to, that you really don't want to become so involved in that you're watching and you have to make quick decisions. Some aftermarket earnings trades we did. I was testing the waters to see if that strategy is coming back online. But 3-0 on that. One didn't really work out 100%, but it still worked out and made a couple of bucks on it. But whenever you're sick, whenever you're on some serious medication, I would not day trade. Swing trading is different, where you just set your entry, set your stop profit targets, and walk away from it. That's kind of what you have to do. But active day trading, you got to stay away from. So I had to protect that account. I did trade Monday. I think I did do the video for Monday, but ready to get back Monday and get back after this thing. So a lot of you guys have been sending me emails and messages asking me about how executing TD Ameritrade orders on the DOS Pro platform is working. And I can't really give a short answer because a lot of the people I talked to didn't really understand the difference between the trading platform and the brokerage, and not understanding the jobs and all of that. So I want to do this video, and for those of you who do not really understand the connection, I can connect the dots and then kind of go into how trading on DOS using Thinkorswim is. And honestly, there's really not that big of a difference. But there's some things that I really need to clear up as we go forward. But before we get into that, I don't really go over this often because I don't have openings all the time. My community is closed. I keep only X amount of people in because a lot of these memberships come with mentoring, and I want to be able to answer your emails when you send them without you having to wait 2 days. And I want to be able to have a mentor session with you without you having to wait 2 weeks. So I keep it small and focused. And when I get a couple of openings, that's when I'll share this with you. So the Roadmap to Success program is a 6-month all-access membership. You get access to everything. The chat room, which I really don't like the chat room term. It's an education room, is probably what I should be putting and using. But you get to see me trade in real time. It's real time live trading. You get to hear my thoughts. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. I can lose my cool like everybody else when the market slaps me when I'm not looking. But everything is there to help you learn and understand exactly what it takes to make it in this market. And this roadmap is the exact roadmap that I use to get from my tiny little account to grow it into where I am today. I started well under the PDT and had to start, as a lot of you guys know, had to start overseas in SureTrader. And to navigate that garbage and make it this far was a miracle in itself. But this is to help you get through that, and it's really to help you develop the mindset, the mind game that you're going to need. That's 90% of this whole deal is your mind game. People come in, and even if you want to copy I have people that want to mirror my swing trades. But I tell them, unless you develop your mental game, you can't even mirror trades. Because you're going to sit there and watch the trade go against you intraday when you shouldn't be. And it's going to shake you out. I can't tell you how many times I get members that are upset because I'm still in the trade and they took it off and the trade is wildly successful. Because the mind game is not there. You have to develop that, whether you're going to copy trades or go out and try to trade on your own. You got to develop that, and that's what this really helps you do. There's a library of classes that's already done, but I do live classes every week, and what I do is I try to go through every year and redo the classes live. So all the updates, like this year, this market's completely changed. So the classes are based on how the market's working this year and the things that we're dealing with. So you have access to those live classes. All of my proprietary information, my scans, all of the documents that I use, that I developed to help me with my trade planning and my trading business plan, my reflection sheet that I use, all of that you get. But the main thing, what I think is the most valuable, the one-on-one mentoring. A lot of people don't use it because sometimes they're either shy or they feel ashamed because they can't really follow it. But that's why you have a mentor. I can't tell you how many times I had to tuck my tail between my legs and go to my mentor because I've been unable to do what we laid out. But that's fine. That's the process. So you can't walk away from that just because it's not working. But that's what I'm here for, to help you. And that's why I keep the community small, so that I can work with everybody one-on-one that needs it, that wants it. I'm there. So I think that's the most valuable component to this whole roadmap. So it's only $41 a month. If you break it down, $41 a month. You make one payment of $249 and you're good for 6 months. You get everything. So there's no reason why, if you put in the work and you're 120% focused, that you can't be at a different level in 6 months. Now, you're going to be making a living trading. It's doubtful that anybody can do that. It's possible, but not likely. But you'll be at a level where you're on track to do that. You're consistent in what you do. You have your strategy down, and you're growing your account. You should be well on your way around that time. But again, depends on the person. But this is the best deal that I've got going. It's the best deal I think that's out there to get the education that you need to be a successful trader. All right, so this is the biggest question I get. Who has the fastest executions? Is AverageJoeTrader faster than Thinkorswim? Is it faster than, do you get faster executions? And we all know that when the zero commission started, Thinkorswim really took a hit. Had a hard time, especially at the open. Now, later in the day after lunch, it's fine. It's the first hour of the day that you really have trouble getting fast execution. So And I've always said years ago, when I first opened this account, this Thinkorswim was not a good day trading account. So, in comes DOS, and I'm using it with, at the time, SureTrader. And then when I moved to Speed Trader, I got it. IB, got DOS with it. Centerpoint, DOS with it. So to me, DOS is a solid platform. But that's just what it is. It's just a platform. It's not a broker. Thinkorswim is a platform. It's not a broker. And that's where the confusion comes in. And that's where, I get a lot. I have to sit back and explain a lot. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So that I have a better opportunity to explain this to you. Now, here's me. This is you. This is the average Joe. This is all of us. We're sitting there. We got our computers, our screens, everything. We're ready to trade, man. We're ready to get out. So can we pick up a phone and say, hey, this is Ed. I like to start trading. Can I have a seat on the exchange, please? I want to be able to send my buy and sell orders in. What do you think is going to happen? Click. Why can't we directly connect to the market? We've got our little brokerage account, or let's say we have our money and we want to buy and sell stock. Why can't we as an individual do that? Because it costs money to sit at the exchange. You got to have enough money to be a part of the exchange. And there's a whole process you have to go through to get there. Most people do not have that ability. Now, there are some retail traders that have that ability, but guess what? They don't have a platform. They don't trade using a platform, or if they do, they have their own design, to work. But there's nothing. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to go through one of these brokerage firms. We need a middleman. We need somebody that's got the clout, that has a seat at the table, that we could filter our trades through. So back when I first opened up my account, back in '99, that's when the computer platforms, I opened up an Ameritrade account, one of the first online, brokerage people out there. So I did that, and I had no clue what I was doing. But before then, there were brokers where you would have to call in. You didn't have the ability to send electronic orders or anything. Hell, when I opened up my USAA account, I have a long-term account with USAA, there was no platform. There was no level 2, no level 1, nothing. You just went in and you sent an online request saying you wanted to buy these shares at this price. Now imagine trying to buy small cap stocks. Like at the beginning, that's what the hell I was doing. Like I didn't know any better. Trying to buy these fast moving stocks. And you're sending it to a broker with no platform. And you rarely got filled. And if you did, you wouldn't know unless you refreshed it or did something. It was crazy. But the only way to get to buy and sell my stocks was I had to go through one of these brokerage firms. So that's what we have to do. We have to go through one of these firms, and they're different types. They're all different, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But here's the other thing. Once you get a broker, you're going to need some kind of platform. Like I said, with USAA, there was no platform back then. It was, okay, send me your request, electronically, and I'll do it. So instead of me picking up the phone, I just sent the guy an electronic request. And when they got to it, they did it. And that's kind of the way it was. So now, these guys will offer you a platform. Some have a house platform. Thinkorswim is TD Ameritrade's house platform. Just like IB, they have their own house platform. All right, so, and it's free. Okay. No cost to you, but you kind of limited. Now, I admit Thinkorswim is a full service brokerage platform. It has everything and anything that you don't need and you need. But if you're going to be a day trader and you're day trading momentum, the way that platform executes its orders, the way it sends the orders through, it's not the best because it's running a lot of stuff. When you look at DOS, it doesn't really have a lot of data running through it. So it's not much to slow it down when it gets bogged down. Now DOS will slow down on, like when Apple was running crazy right after the split. Shit. I mean, it locked up my DOS platform a couple times. And all I did was click on it to look at it. So the platform is where you get the discrepancy in how fast the orders get to where it needs to go. Now, the actual execution in the market depends on the actual broker. All right, that's where you're gonna the difference in time comes once it gets through the platform. But we have to have some type of platform that allows us to send our orders to the broker so that they can in turn route it to either internally or send it to the market. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So the brokerage firms, they are financial institutions that help you buy and sell securities. Your trading platform is not a financial institution. It's only a tool. And it allows us to open, close, manage trades. We're sending information electronically to the broker. But the platform is showing us data that we could use to make better informed decisions. Like I said, if we had direct access to the market, to the stock exchange, the exchange does not have a platform that it sends to us that allows us to route. It doesn't. That requires a whole lot of expertise on your part to be able to even connect to it when you have a seat there. So you've got to have a platform. And these platforms that the brokers like DOS, it doesn't give you direct market access through them. You have to go, it has to go through your broker. So DOS can't do it. Thinkorswim can't do it. It's got to go through your actual broker. So a broker's number one job is to be our bridge to the stock market. Remember, we can't get there because we don't have the money. They're the middlemen. They're the ones that connect us to the pool of buyers and sellers. But then you got that platform guy. That's another middleman. That's another route that we kind of have to take to get there. Because remember, the market doesn't offer a platform. So the broker is what allows us to either have direct access to the market through them, because the broker has a seat. We can go through them and they can give us direct access, which means we can, through our broker, through the platform they give us, our order goes directly to the market. It doesn't go into our broker's little pool, it goes directly to the market. Now, direct routing is what TD Ameritrade gives us. IB allows you direct access. TD Ameritrade allows direct routing, meaning they will allow you. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me take my account number off of this. Hold on. All right, I can. All right, so we've got a couple of options here through TD Ameritrade. We've got the straight limit market stop, which automatically routes these through the house route, which is TDS. TDS is what you're going to see, or TD is what you're going to see when you look for the route, if it goes through TD's internal routing, which is pretty quick. Okay, it's not slow. I know Thinkorswim has got everybody thinking TD Ameritrade is slow routing. Is not. Then you've got the ARCA limit, ARCA market, and INET limit, and INET market. These are direct routing. It allows us to tell TD Ameritrade that, hey, I want you to send my order through ARCA. I want it routed through ARCA. Or I want it routed through INET. This doesn't actually send it to ARCA. If IB, direct access, if you choose ARCA, it will go directly to ARCA. If IB, you can choose Edge. If you EdgeX, if you want it to go through EdgeX, it will go. You could go directly to it. IB allows you to do that. TD Ameritrade doesn't. Okay, that's the big difference, guys. That's the difference between IB and TD Ameritrade. But I've used both. I've used both on the same day. I've used both side by side. I can't tell the difference in executing. But what I have noticed is that if I have Thinkorswim up, because I use Thinkorswim for charting every day, I've had Thinkorswim up. I've sent an order through TD Ameritrade. I've gotten it executed. And 10 seconds later, here comes Thinkorswim. Ding! The order shows up on Thinkorswim. That's just how slow reacting that platform is that early in the day. Now, late in the day, automatic. Okay, automatic. But in the morning, there's that delay. It's still that delay. But this takes my order not through Thinkorswim. It goes directly to TD Ameritrade, and TD Ameritrade, works with. They send out our order. All right, and I've done it. I use market orders a lot. Goes directly to the TD routing. I have no issues with anything. I haven't seen any slippage outside of what I normally see. There's nothing different with using this. All right, so do I have to pay money? Yeah, you have to pay for what you get. And do I care about paying $150, $175 a month? Absolutely not. Not when I can make several thousand and I don't have to worry about my orders not getting filled and all of that. That's what this is all about. That's why these tools exist. All right, so that's the biggest reason. That's the number one reason. The number one difference between using DOS with IB or using DOS with Thinkorswim. Now, as I told you, there were three major types of brokerage firms you got a full service brokerage, which is what TD Ameritrade is. Up until the pandemic, we had a local office here, and I've been there for some trainings before. And it's a really nice place. They had licensed professionals there to answer your questions. They offered free training for us, people who are managing this stuff on their own. They had support there already. Didn't cost a thing. They gave it to you as part of you being a part of their family. So that was really, really cool. And then on top of that, they moved to zero commissions. You can't beat that. But they also, some of these don't offer online platforms. They don't offer you the ability to manage your own trades. Some of these are still old school, and you have to go through a broker in order to get things done. But most have gone to the online platforms that allow individuals like us to manage our investments and trades on a day-to-day basis. You've got the discount brokerages like Speed Trader. IB, I think, is kind of in between because they do so much more. So I would put IB more toward a full-service brokerage. Lightspeed, I would say, is a discount brokerage. CMEG, I would say, all of these are like discount brokerages. So I would put those in that pot. Now, automated brokerages, those are the ones now that are using algorithms. You just put your money in, you pick the algorithm that you want or whatever, and you just let it go. But, and yeah, Robinhood falls under the discount brokerage. Sorry about that. And just to give you an idea, this was a TD Ameritrade trade that I took. Zero commissions. You have SEC and FINRA fees. That's it. Okay. So that's what it looks like. And hopefully I answered all of your questions. I've got, if I didn't, email me at AverageJoeTrader.com. I'll be glad to answer them for you. But I tried to, all the questions that I've gotten, I've tried to encompass in all of this. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll get back at this thing tomorrow.